the mindset needs to shift just a little bit, and I'll tell you why. Because first of all, I guarantee you there's people in the world right now that will buy that property. They're not getting a loan. Interest rates don't affect people with cash. There's just fewer people with the cash. So guess what? Your market just shrank. That's why people think they're getting kicked in the teeth. No, you got to increase your effort. It's the same exact thing. Like you marry the price, not the interest rate. Well, I know that 2024 is right around the corner. Before you guys know it, it's 2024. Don't be caught come January 1 making a plan for 2024. We need to make a plan right now and start looking at the plan every single day, planning and planning and planning until January 1. So come January 1, you guys are off to the races where half the people, they're not that organized. So what happens is, in business especially, is we think, well, I got to close out the quarter. I got to worry about this year, finish this year strong. Then I can worry about next year, Brad. Folks, believe it or not, you can do both. Okay? Quit being so pussified. We can do more than we think we can. You can always do more than you think you can. So 2024 is right around the corner. What are somebody's goals in 2024? Jennifer Gore, what's your goal for 2024?
My goal is consistency. So just meaning like do what I'm saying I'm going to do every single day. I spoke to my coach from Tom Ferry that said 30 minutes of prospecting, an hour of prospecting, an hour of marketing, and an hour of follow-up, and the rest of my day will be filled up. So as long as I have those three things covered, things will come. And it's just consistency.
I would kind of agree with that. You guys, a lot of these salespeople, they're not prospecting on a regular basis or consistently. And what happens is we get the ups and the downs in the sales cycle. And that's why our paycheck goes up and down. And unfortunately, when it starts to become holiday season, which, that's right now. So the holiday season comes around. People weren't prospecting consistently. They weren't doing the hour a day or, whatever it is. Consistency is the key. Every single day, and what happens is starts to come around, holidays, and now we need money more than ever. I don't know if you guys are like me, but shit, dude, it seems like Christmas is expensive as hell all of a sudden.
Do you have any advice on keeping up the consistency? I feel like I go really strong a couple days, and then I just kind of burn out, or I don't know.
Yeah, the only reason people burn out, Jennifer, is because they're not winning. Nobody burns out of winning.
Yeah. Okay.
So you just gotta listen. It's all a mindset. You have to understand. Like I have guys here at Lightspeed. They'll run through 10, 15, 20 people that are jack-offs. They're not buying anything. They've got no money. Whatever the case is. And then I see them and they're all junked out and they're walking around. And I say, didn't you make $40,000 last week? Yeah. Where'd those leads come from? Same place the rest of the leads come from. So what's the difference between those leads and these leads?
They're working off the momentum.
Well, no, but my point is they allow some no sales, I just call them no sales. They allow no sales to bother them. And then they get burnout like you're talking about. So to handle the burnout, you got to adjust your perspective. You have to understand that you're getting paid whether you sell them or not. And the way I do it is very simple. I take the formula is very simple. How many people did I need to talk to before I made a sale? So whatever that number is for you guys, let's say it's 10. You got to talk to 10 people on average to make a sale. And by the way, if you guys aren't, tracking these analytics, guys, start tracking the analytics. Okay? You guys have to, hey, by the way, how you like the new readers, Jen?
Are they blue? Are they for like blue light or for the computer?
No, yeah, I bought them from the computer so I could sit back here and see everything. I'm getting old. The doctor says I have 20/20/20 vision. So I have 20/20 vision, but your retinas or your corneas or something stops flexing when you get older, so you can't focus in. So I said, "Fuck it, I'm a grandpa. I might as well stick on some readers." And now you guys are all crystal clear. Shit. Before I was like, is that a girl? Is that a boy? What is that? So now I see everybody. But anyway, back to burnout. So you guys, the burnout comes because you're mentally fucked up. You got to fix this to fix the burnout. Now here's how I do it. I know that again, sales is a numbers game. Don't make it harder than it is. Sales is a numbers game, period. Now, the more people you talk to, the more money you're going to make. Again, these are basic common sense things everybody always hears me say. The more hands you shake, the more money you make, period. So now the question is do you believe that? And if the answer is, well, yeah, I believe it. Okay, then write down on a piece of paper, how many people do I need to talk to on average? You guys, it's just analytics. It doesn't have to be exact. But on average, how many people do I need to talk to? So on average, how many people do I need to talk to? Now, let's say I'm just going to use this as an example. 10. I need to talk to 10 people on average before anybody ever buys. And, okay, so when they buy, on average, how much money do you make? Someone says, oh, when I sell something, I'll make, depends. I'm on commission. I know it depends, but on average, you can average it out. And if you're not averaging it out, folks, then you're not doing what I'm telling you to do, and I would suggest you do it immediately. You need to start tracking things that you're doing, tracking things that are happening, so you can zero in on what's going on, and you're able to turn up certain dials and turn down other dials and maximize, productivity. So how much is the average commission? So I'm going to use, just for easy math, $1,000. So I know that I talk to 10 people, I'm going to freaking sell one and make $1,000. But let's say now I talk to 20 people and I haven't sold one. So what do I do if I'm a normal Joe Blow salesperson? I'm going to get junked out. And as soon as you get junked out in the head and you start getting the burnout and I don't want to make as many calls and you start rationalizing and these leads suck and you start getting into the scarcity, pessimistic, I call it shitty salesperson, you're a shitty salesperson. Why? Because you've sold yourself on the fact that frickin' something is wrong, something is not good, something is not okay. And that's not the case. What the case is your sampling size needs to grow. So, hey, every time I talk to 10 people, I sell one. I just talked to 20 people, I didn't sell one. Well, how many did you sell then? I sold one out of 30 people. Oh, well, then adjust your numbers. 1 out of 30 people is what you sell. Then the next day you talk to 3 and you sell 2 in a row. And then you go back and you look back and you go, son of a bitch, dude, I'm back to my fucking average. Exactly, because it's a numbers game. So if you can mentally wrap your head around that, you realize that if I talk to 10 people and sell one, I'm making $100 every time I talk to somebody, whether they buy or not. And that's why every time I do a demo or I talk to somebody or I try to close a deal and I don't sell the deal, I'm not upset. Why? Because all it's doing is adding to my averages, which means I'm closer to a deal. I get excited when somebody says no. I'm upbeat when somebody says no. It makes me want to call the next person even faster when somebody says no. Because then the yes is right around the corner. I'd get more upset if somebody said yes. Why? Well, because averages tell me the next 10 aren't going to. So that would kind of junk me out if I had the wrong attitude. So when you start to get that burnout, Jennifer, number one, your purpose isn't clear and defined. What's your purpose? Do you have a purpose? You're on mute.
My why is to not be in the rat race every single day. I guess it's a bad why that I don't want to. My purpose.
Hold on though. It's not a bad why. It's just a undefined why. I don't want to be in the rat race. Why? Well, because
I want to create a financial future for myself where I'm not relying on selling deals every single day or week. I want to be able to have enough investment income or a flow where I don't have to be sitting at open houses till I'm 75 years old.
Okay, so now ask it again. Why?
Because I honor my time more than I honor my time with my family.
Okay, and now you keep drilling in, you keep going down to the why, and you'll get to a bottom line where you'll be like, oh, I get it. So my purpose, and I'll use yours as an example, is so I can spend more time with my kids.
So stop dicking around and not doing everything I need to do right now, because that time wasted while I'm multitasking or whatever could be spent with my family.
Okay, so if your kids are your why, what's the problem? You don't love your kids very much?
What do you mean by that?
Well, how do you give up if what you're doing is going to get you?
I'm not giving up. I was sick and my kid's sick and my dishwasher's broken. I don't know. It's just.
Do you know what those are though?
Just keep up with their excuses.
No, those are
failure.
No, those are character developing scenarios. You see how a lot of people hate going to the gym? Is going to the gym good for you or bad for you?
Good.
Everybody will tell you it's good. Exercise is good. Weightlifting, conditioning, it's all good. Well, why do so many people avoid it? Uncomfortable, isn't it? It's uncomfortable. It's uncomfortable getting hung up on. It's uncomfortable not getting the sale. It's uncomfortable. That's the bottom line. So when someone says, hey, I'm burning out, to me, your why's not big enough, meaning you got to get bigger reason. You know, I don't know if you guys watched the Patrick Bet-David interview the other day, but I told him, like, my weakness is complacency. Like, I haven't really felt on fire in a long time. He said, dude, you got to get a different enemy. He calls it an enemy. Enemy is the same thing as a why. And I started thinking about, I need a fucking enemy. I need someone that pisses me off. I need someone that because dude, he was right. I don't hold grudges. Nothing really bothers me, and I get complacent. But the reason why is because I didn't say I need a bigger enemy. I need another new enemy. And since we had that podcast and I started thinking about it, dude, I got a new enemy. And I've been freaking dialed in and freaking up every morning, rocking and rolling because, dude, listen, I'm going to kick this dude's ass. So at the end of the day, you got to have a bigger why, number one. Number two, you got to change your perspective, okay? You're not getting a no. You cannot allow a no to literally cause your mind, because guys, I'm telling you, it's all mindset. So salesmen don't realize it, but listen, when you get a no, dude, in the back of your head, what I do wrong, da-da-da-da-da, you start to shift your thought patterns into negativity. What do you think happens if you start thinking negatively? You start becoming negative. Your frequency lowers. And your frequency ultimately attracts frequencies. That's why when you feel like $1 million, you're running around, you're starting to crush, boom, something bad happens. If you can ignore what happened, if you can see the positive in the fact that happened, which is literally just a perspective. Guys, think about it. It's just a perspective. I was bitching the other day. Boo hoo hoo, this and that. I was starting to get negative, and we all do it, but I was doing it. This ain't happening, that ain't happening. I'm tired of this, I'm tired of that, man. I've been waiting on this. My daughter almost drowned in the pool, like literally. Blue in the face, pretty much a goner. Somehow came back to life. Now, I wasn't there. I was on an airplane heading to a keynote in Dallas, Texas. I look at my phone, I see a freaking FaceTime come in. It's my little 8-year-old. I'm like, what? Number one, why is it coming? I'm on a plane. It shouldn't be coming through, but it came through. I'm like, whoa. So I answer it. All I see is her crying, like crazy crying. I've never seen her crying like this. And she said, Dad, Chloe was in the pool. And then the phone cut off. And obviously you can imagine how you would feel. So now I'm trying to text my wife, nothing happens. Then my wife calls, FaceTime. I'm like, crazy. I answer it. What? Now keep in mind, I'm not even supposed to be I'm on the fucking airplane. And her face looked completely ghost white. She had tears streaming down her face. And all she said was, Chloe was in the pool. And then the phone shut off. And here I am on an airplane. All I heard twice, my daughter, 8 years old, bawling her eyes out, telling me Chloe was in the pool. Then her mother called me, bawling her eyes out, white as a ghost, telling me Chloe was in the pool. That's all they said. And then the phone shut off. Now, that sounds like something horrible, doesn't it? Well, obviously I had to land to get a hold of him. I call. My wife answers. Chloe was in the pool, but I hear her crying in the background. And I'm like, is that her crying? She said, yes. I said, so she's alive? She said, yes. And right there, I snapped out of it again. Like, what's more important, making a sale or your daughter's alive? So now someone says, how's it going? Dude, you don't even think about stupid shit anymore. Somebody didn't want my product or service. I can get better, number one. Number two, there's a whole lot of more people in this world. Thank God my daughter's alive. Now when someone says, how you doing? Dude, I'm fucking fantastic. What are you talking about? I don't really care. Why? Because, dude, I got a stark reminder of what's important. And it's not freaking making a sale. Okay? Yes, making sales are important in the big picture, but there's nothing more important than my children being alive and healthy. And if you guys think of the same thing, you'll think, yeah, he's right. Okay, so that's the same perspective that you have to apply when you're not getting the deals you're wanting to get. You're starting to burn out. You're burning out because you haven't focused on your why big enough. You haven't got a big enough why. Your purpose isn't really clear and defined. You're not thinking about it and focused on it every single day. And you're allowing these no's to turn your mind to negativity. And the negativity starts to, what you think is burnout isn't burnout. It's negativity. You start talking and thinking, and man, I'm going to be doing this forever. And oh my God, switch what you're thinking. This no put me closer to where I'm going. You still going there, ain't you, Jennifer? That no didn't freaking stop you. That no didn't freaking delay you. That no was required. Yes or no?
Yes, and sometimes you need a little swift kick in the ass to get you going again. So thank you.
Yeah, not only that, but think about it. No's are required. You really believe you're going to sell everybody you talk to?
Absolutely not.
No, because if you look at your stats, you go, listen, on average, I sell, 20, I sell one person out of every 20 people I talk to. I do 20 tours of a house. I get a deal. Guess what? If I want more deals, get more tours, number one. Number two, I got to talk to 20 people to get a deal. So when I get a no, boom, that goes in the no column. I'm excited. My perspective is...
The average is...
Yeah, my perspective is no longer...
Sense.
My perspective is no longer, oh my God, I need to make some money or this ain't going to work. My rent's coming up. I'm getting desperate. My perspective is, yes, I got to know. I need 19 more of those motherfuckers. Boom. Call the next customer with the same enthusiasm. Why? Because, dude, that could be the yes, number one. Number two, you need another no. You're going to need 18 more no's. When do you want to get them? So if you're still burning out knowing that, well, then your why's not big enough. A lot of people say stuff like that. I want to be, successful so I can spend more time with my kids. Why? Well, and then it boils down to it, like somewhere deep in your childhood, your dad or mom didn't spend enough time with you. And, it's like psychological, and it ultimately messes with our head. So anyway, just get badass, guys. Or don't you guys want to just freaking be badasses? You gotta,
Yes.
Yeah, you gotta just freaking decide, man. I'm tired of this average bullshit. Yes, I'm willing to pay the price, because at the end of the day, everything has a price. That's all it is. It's a price. How much time do you have to spend before you get to where you want to go? If the answer is 6 years, that's a price to pay. You're either paying it or you're not. Well, I'm willing to pay it. Well, then shut the fuck up and pay the fucking bill. And be excited because every day that goes by, you're a little bit closer to the 6 years being up. It's crazy. But dude, I've over the years taught my mind to see optimistically about everything. Now, if my daughter, hey, and by the way, if my daughter would have drowned, guys, I don't know if I could have overcame that. I don't know if I could have found something positive in that. I don't know what I would have done. I guarantee I probably wouldn't be sitting here right now. You know? So I understand it's easier said than done, but we're not talking about life and death of your child. We're talking about a fucking sale. We're talking about some idiot didn't see the value in your product or service. Because at the end of the day, folks, if you really boil it down to the bottom line, the reason somebody didn't buy your product or service is simply because you didn't provide enough value. Guys, if I told you guys all this watch right here, by the way, that's about, I mean, you can find it on the aftermarket for maybe $150,000, $200,000. If I told you guys all right now, I will sell you this watch, papers in the box, the whole shebang, $10,000. Nobody on this call would say no. The only way you would say no is if you didn't have the $10,000. Now, if you didn't have the $10,000, but you knew you could get $150,000 the second you paid me my money, would you say no? Or would you start thinking about how to get the $10,000? Other people, you DM me, you DM Joe, you DM anyone that you thought might have $10,000.
In action, you see him face to face.
You guys would be all over it, and it wouldn't bother you one bit. You wouldn't care. You'd be going. Why? Because you realize this thing's worth $150,000 and he only wants $10,000. I got to figure out how to get $10,000. Now, if you got that same enthusiasm for your product or service, you're going to get the same result. Everybody would buy. Everybody would take advantage of your shit. So the reason they're not is simply because you didn't build enough value. So if you're like, well, shit, how do I build the value then? Well, let's talk about that. How do you build the value in the product and the service, or the service? How do you build the value? You build value in the product or service by asking questions and listening to their answers. And then we're taught as kids not to make assumptions. I teach people to make assumptions. You ever saw where they say, don't ever assume because you'll make an ass out of you and me? Everyone's heard that, right? That's bullshit. Okay, I assume all the time. And not only do I assume, I expect. This is mindset shit, guys. This is the difference between rookies and pros. This is the difference between people that make freaking 7 figures and people make 6 figures and people make fucking 5 figures. You see these salespeople that come on a new team and they start kicking ass and they're out selling everybody and they're positive and they're running around and they're excited. They can't even believe they got the job. Meanwhile, there's some fucking old floor whores is what we used to call them. There's some old floored whores. Oh, who's this fucking asshole running around taking all the ups? Dude, get off your ass and go take the ups with the guy. The guy's excited. He don't know any better. And then guess what happens after about 90 to 120 days? That guy, they call a flash in the pan. He became no good. He started to not sell. He started to listen to all the bullshit. He started to know too much. And it literally caused him to stop selling. That's not by accident, dude. That is the mindset of the guy. The information that he's receiving as all those people are talking shit to him and all the thoughts he's given to himself. And then he starts shortcutting because someone says, hey, I don't need a full credit app. All I need is a 5-liner. Hey, don't worry about taking him on a test drive. Just bring him in and get him on paper. Hey, don't worry about fucking having a long conversation with your customer. Just fucking get the deal, man. You got rent to pay. Come on. bonuses for anybody who makes a sale. Now all of a sudden we forgot. Don't forget, man. When you have a conversation with somebody, you're trying to get information from that individual in order for you to build value in your product or service. Value is a very easy thing to understand. They need to value your product or service more than they value their money. Well, how do you value your money? I don't know how you guys value money. Let me ask you guys a question. Do you think I value money? Yes or no? Nobody's answering.
Yes.
Is that a guess?
What money brings it.
Of course.
Are you guys guessing or do you know?
Yes, I know.
I think you see money as a tool, because I've heard you say that before, and I think that's what we should see money as a tool.
Well, money is a tool. That is 100% a fact. The question was, do I value money?
Yes.
Of course. How much?
Really asked. Yeah, you do.
Of course I value money. How much value do I put on money?
A lot.
How do you know? You're making an assumption.
Yeah.
You're not supposed to assume. See what I'm saying? You can assume.
You use it to leverage your business.
Yeah, but that's my point. You can assume somebody freaking does some things and thinks some things. There's things you can assume all day long. So you don't want to ask a bunch of stupid ass questions is my point. You don't want to have a conversation with somebody and ask stupid, obnoxious, obvious fucking questions. I've heard salespeople do it all the time. And then they anger me because now it's like, dude, do you think I'm an idiot? Like, you're asking me obvious questions. So let me ask you a question, Mr. Galki. If I were to be able to solve the problem that you came in here with, would that be valuable to you? I can assume that it's going to be valuable to you. I don't need to ask you that stupid ass question. If I solve your problem, would it be valuable? I can assume that it'll be valuable. The questions I should be asking you are related to the product or the service that I have and how you'll be using it. And do you have a family? Who? What are you doing? Where do you go on vacation? Who are you as an individual? Oh my God, you do that too? I do that. That's unbelievable. And you want to know something? This product or service right now, Brian, let me tell you something, dude. When you get this thing, that whole thing that you go through, I'm telling you, dude, you're going to love this shit. See the difference in enthusiasm, and all of a sudden it's because, dude, I'm getting to know Brian. I'm building a relationship, and I'm finding out actual things about him, the product, needs, like his needs. What are his needs? What are you looking for a product for? So again, an example. If I'm talking to you guys and I'm trying to buy or sell you Lightspeed as an example, I'm going to ask you a question or two right off the gate. Like, let me ask you a question. How'd you hear about us? I always ask, how'd you hear about us? Why? Well, because, dude, I want to get more people in here because the more hands you shake, the more money you make. So I want to get more people in here. I want to know how you heard about us. How many people ask that question first off every time you meet somebody? How'd you hear about us? Because if you're not, you guys, start doing it right now. And take a note, how'd you hear about us? So now when someone says, how are all the people hearing about you? You don't go, oh, they're just driving by my dealership. Really? So everybody that walked into the dealership drove by. Everybody that freaking, is looking at houses saw your billboard. Well, no, it's because you're too lazy. You're not tracking shit. You're not asking questions. You're not even asking the customer questions. But that's how you build value. You build value by asking questions, making some assumptions, getting to know somebody, finding out their needs, wants, and sometimes the opposite. So if I'm selling you a car, I'd be like, who's the car for? Believe it or not, so many car salesmen don't ask who the car's for. Think about the last time you bought a car. You walk in, yeah, I'm looking for a truck. Oh, great, they're right over here. What kind of truck you looking for? They start asking stupid questions. I don't know, how many kinds of trucks are there? You want new? You want used? Who's it for? How do you know it's for me? You made an assumption that it's for me. Don't make that assumption. Ask the question. Who's the car for? Who's the house for? What kind of problems are you having? How will this solve your problem is what you really want to know. What problems are you having? How does that problem make you feel? You know, you ask questions, man. I wish we had like, live examples. Like I keep saying, you guys, go out and bring me a deal you can't close, and let's call some people on the phone, and you'll hear me talk to them. And at the end of the day, whether I sell them or not, because again, I already know, folks, I can't sell everybody. Some people don't have the money. If they don't have the money, dude, I don't care who you are, you're not going to sell them. Well, what about financing options? That's having the money, isn't it? Because if you have no way to get the thing, there's no way you can sell them on the thing. Selling somebody and closing somebody are two different things. But if they don't have the money, and they really don't, then you can't close them. Now you're going to get all junked out and burnt out and pissed off and negative because someone didn't have the money. Dude, you didn't cause them to go broke. You know what I do when I find out people don't have money? I don't go, oh, I don't want to talk to you, which a lot of salesmen do. And you might be one of them. Don't do it, guys. Relationship is more important than the money. Build the relationship. Do you know how many times I've found people that didn't have money that came back with money later and bought from me because I didn't treat them like a piece of shit with no money? Are you doing that? And especially you guys, because a lot of people on here are business owners. You're not just salespeople. I mean, we're all salespeople, but you know what I mean? You got businesses. Well, you do that with a business, dude, you're not going to be in business very long. You want longevity out of your business, you treat everybody with mad respect. Well, if you look at our core values here, one of them is we love our customers. Now, I've had to let people go because, dude, it's clear they don't love our customers. Matter of fact, our customers seem like an inconvenience to them. If you love somebody, they're not an inconvenience. Somebody calls and wants help, all we do is whack them with this invoice. Oh, you need help? Yeah, it's X amount of dollars. Like, dude, you don't do that. How can I help you? And you try to solve their problem. They're your customers. You should love them. But anyway, it's all mindset. Everything I just talked about literally boils down to mindset. So we need to figure out as salespeople, number one, how do I get a better mindset? How do I develop a better mindset about things? It's just shifting your perspective. Then number two, like you were saying, you're going to prospect for a certain amount of time. Guys, and you can rate yourself. I'm gonna make something for next week to where we're gonna rate ourselves out of all the things that are contributing to the productivity and the paycheck. Like you go look at the top people. I guarantee you they're not magic. Go look at the top people making the most amount of money in any industry, and they're not magic people. They're doing fundamentals over and over consistently for a long time. You might have been doing it for a year. This guy's been doing it for 10 years, and now all of a sudden you're wondering why he's always top salesman and you can't beat him. He's been doing the same consistent shit for 10 years. You've been doing it for 1 year. Talk to me in 10 years. Now, is there a way to accelerate that 10 years? Absolutely. Are there shortcuts? Yes, there are shortcuts. I hate when people say there are no shortcuts. Yes, there are shortcuts. So yes, you theoretically don't have to wait 10 years just because it took that son of a bitch 10 years. You might be able to do it in 3. But that's, again, hypothetical. Hypothetically, anything's possible. The question is what's the average? What's the norm? Like if you guys are selling something right now, if you're in an industry where nobody that you know of in that industry is making millions of dollars, and you think you're going to be making millions of dollars, you're more than likely just delusional. You're wasting time. You're wasting time. You should quit that fucking job or quit that product and go find one where people are making millions of dollars. Now, if you're learning, because again, I had my son go sell cars for a year. Like, you want your son to be a car salesman? Yes, I do. I was a car salesman, and that gave me thick skin. It gave me practice. It gave me relationships. It gave me all kinds of skills. Over every day, people walked in every day. I got objection after objection after objection after objection after objection. And I realized that pretty soon, man, they're all the same. They just say them differently. So then I realized, well, maybe I should have some answers in preparation in case someone says this again. Why? Because I already know they're going to say it again. So now I started practicing objection rebuttals. And then I started knowing them by heart and saying them different ways and then throwing in a little humor. And pretty soon someone would give me an objection. It wouldn't even faze me. Bam. Oh, still a no. Bam. Still a no. Bam. Still a no. Bam. Still a no. Bam. Still a no. Deal. People are like, oh shit, how'd you do that? Because I wasn't listening to the no. I was looking for the yes. Don't look for the no. Look for the yes. But when you get a no, don't let it bother you. Someone had their hand up a second ago.
Yeah, that was me.
Go.
Hi guys, I just wanted to say that I've been working with Lightspeed for the last 5 years, and Brad, you're the real inspiration and a great mentor. So I have a question to what we were saying. How do you differentiate yourself on the market if you provide a service like hundreds of thousand people, other people? How do you make sure that those customers go to you? Why they don't go somewhere else with Lightspeed, for example?
Well, you try to make yourself a little bit different than everybody else. Lightspeed's the only platform out there in the space that allows you to create interactive content. The rest of them, they don't allow you to make content, they allow you to host content. So if you want to make interactive content, there's not really much out there. They're starting to pop up here and there now, but for 24 years there was nothing out there. And now there's still really nothing out there worth anything except Lightspeed. That's if you want to make interactive content. So we've differentiated ourselves. We're not just a hosting platform, we're a training system. It's two different things. That's number one. Number two, you what you said about me when you jumped on the line, which is flattering. I appreciate that. However, there is nobody in your competitors that has you. You are the only you that exists in the world. So if you come with your product and service and you are the only differentiating factor, well, then you need to stop selling your product and service as much as you're selling yourself.
Yeah, but if you don't have a big, strong brand online, people don't really care that you is you. They're gonna find someone better. How do you compete with those people?
Can I ask you a question? Do you think I started an Instagram account and had 1 million followers overnight?
No, I think it's a hard work. I see you posting every day.
Okay, are you posting every day?
Not yet.
See what I'm saying, guys? It's like everyone wants to act like it's difficult, but you might be thinking, yeah, but I'm not cool like you. I don't have the facial hairs, and now that's negative self-talk. You're in that scarcity mindset. That is not true, dude. You could be 10 times. Look at Danny DeVito. There's some freaking crazy looking celebrities. Okay, there's people all over the internet in some cases where like, who the fuck is this guy? But at the end of the day, you can't get mad that you don't have the results when you didn't do the work. So when you say, yeah, but Brad, you've got a brand. Well, dude, it does make it easier to sell when you have a brand. This Risk On conference, the guy, they've been selling tickets for like months, spending a bunch of money. They got X amount of tickets sold. He came in here and he said, "Hey, would you post something?" I said, "Yeah, I'll post something, but I want 50 tickets to give away to my people." And then you can, they'll be way. What's that?
I took one of those tickets.
Oh, good. I'll see you there. So,
Yeah.
so I said, I want 50 VIP tickets. Some people want to upgrade. Some people want to, add their spouse and other things. So you'll sell some, but I said, give me 50 tickets and I'll do it. And he came back within an hour of me posting that. And he said, dude, we've already got like 200 people. I'm like, cool. He's like, dude, what are you talking about? We've been fucking trying to sell this shit for months. And, you in 10 seconds, you freaking have 200 people buy. Well, that's the power of a brand. That's the power of all the consistency. That's the power of posting all day long. And when people say, yeah, but it's easy for you. Guys, I started out with 0 followers just like you. Then what is the difference between me and someone that doesn't have the following? I say, how many posts do you do every day? I don't, because I don't have a following. And you never will if you keep doing it that way. Okay? You have to post to have a following. I have people that want me to follow their mom because their mom loves me. Oh, my mom loves you. Can you follow her back? And I go, sure. And I pull up mom's account and mom doesn't have any posts. And I'm like, what am I following? She doesn't post anything. Why would I follow your mom? Because it's my mom. Dude, there's nothing to see. She doesn't post anything.
I think the problem here is that, there's so many people posting the same shit. Like, you need to be different.
Okay, so be different. You're already different. Not a lot of people sound like you. Where's that accent from?
Yeah, I'm Eastern Europe, from Poland.
Yeah, and again, by the way, the internet's World Wide Web. So when you go, well, everyone in Poland sounds like me. Everyone in the United States doesn't. And you can make some funny shit. You could put out the content I'm making, and it doesn't happen overnight. And then 3 years from now, you'll be sitting on a call like this, telling people how you do, what you do. And everyone will be like, yeah, Powell or Powell. How do you say your name?
It's Pavel.
Powell?
Pavel.
Pavo?
Yes, yeah, I like that.
Well, that's a weird ass way to spell Pavo.
That's my differentiate point. I'm gonna use it to my advantage.
Yeah, but you guys see what I'm talking about? So yes, you need to be different. But listen, guys, building a personal brand is going to help you. 1,000% sell anything that you're selling today currently. You're selling something, a personal brand is going to help you. Here's the good news. You can do it. That's the good news. Every single person on this call, I don't care about anything, has the ability to build the brand as big as mine or even bigger. I should have started a long time ago, but I was helping Grant Cardone and all these other people build their brands. And when I saw some of these people leverage their brand and make millions of dollars, I thought, I better make one for myself. I didn't think, oh, I can't do it. I'm not cool. I don't know what to say. Blah, 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 blah. Why? Because, dude, it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. People follow people. Now, if you're not interesting and you're embarrassed and you don't like yourself and you don't think anyone has any, you're legitimately just a fucking bore, change. You see how that is? You change, folks. You're able to change. You're not a fucking tree. You're a human being. You can do anything you want to do. You just got to figure out how to get it done. Well, it's very simple. Figure out what you want. Figure out who's already doing it, who's already got it, who's already done it. Find out what they did, and then do it. And then you'll realize, holy shit, that wasn't rocket science. And then you'll be like, now I know why Brad always said it wasn't rocket science. Everybody thinks I'm being a smartass when I'm like, come on, guys, it ain't rocket science. Like, again, raise your hand if well, you don't have to raise your hand because maybe you don't want to admit it. If you're not making $300,000 a year right now, if you're not, now again, you might be, there's exceptions. You might be just starting the business. You can't expect to make that overnight other than starting a business and building it up and getting on the momentum and the things that it takes, because it takes a minute to get rolling. But if you've been doing what you've been doing for a long ass time and you ain't making $300,000 a year, folks, you're doing something wrong. That's the problem. So you ask yourself, is there anybody else making $300,000 a year in this industry? Oh yeah, there's lots of people. Okay, quit fucking thinking that there's some secret answer somewhere. Go figure out who the hell they are, what the hell they're doing, and do what they did. And it might not be comfortable, guys. Trust me. It might be, oh shit, dude, they get up in the morning, they read a bunch of books. The guy's an asshole. He gets on TV every day and makes himself look like a dickhead. He's always running his mouth on social media. Whatever. But that's how you get it. That's how you do it. Brian, since I've seen you on this thing, dude, you've gotten way bigger, way more known than you were when we started.
It's doing exactly what you said. It's consistently putting it out there. Anybody who's not using Opus clips right now to create content is crazy.
I saw somebody post some of your shit. Somebody that I was looking through, and it said, "Fucking Brian Galke's the greatest motherfucker ever. This is real content for his training."
And what'd you say about it?
And quit cussing.
Thank you.
Your child's listening.
Yeah, she's over here, but I've got earpods in, so we can cuss away.
But you see what I'm saying? Like, dude, somebody's out there now saying Brian's got the greatest training in the world. When we started, he didn't even have any fucking training. It was all up here. He was just getting it down. Now he's getting it down. Now he's on stages. Now he's getting invited to more stages. Now he's making more posts. Now people are starting to share it. It's like, dude, he just started a year or two ago. Like, dude, it takes a long time if you do it real. You can't worry about buying a bunch of fake followers and then wondering why no one follows you. Number one, you know, there's people that will follow you because you have a bunch of followers, and they're like, well, if everyone else is going to follow them, I'll follow them. But the problem is those people don't authentically follow you. And that's when you do a post and nothing sells. Why? Well, because, dude, they don't even know why they're following you. They're following you because Kim Kardashian told them to. You know, one of those promotion deals. I never do those. You guys get hit up in your DMs. Hey, I can show you how to get a big following. We can do this promotion and that promotion. Don't do any of that shit. Guys, if you want to start building a brand on social media, it's very simple. Start getting a camera. You know, it can be a camera son. It can be a camera daughter. It can be a camera wife. It can be a camera person. It can be a camera employee. It can be a camera volunteer. It's just a phone. You don't need all the fancy ass shit that I have. You get that son of a bitch out. You stop worrying about what everybody else thinks. You stop worrying about what everyone else is going to think about you. And you get on that fucking device and you talk. What do you say? Whatever you think, man. And if you're like, well, I don't think anything, Brad, tell me what to think. Stop that shit. You do think something. You're just afraid to say it. You're afraid to be you. You think everyone's going to think you're stupid. You think you're going to get embarrassed. You think you're going to get fired. You think. You can't worry about that. Again, find someone who's already done it. That's me. I don't worry about that. You can't worry about that. I get my team that calls me, hey, dude, you said government official. Fucking, they're suppressing you. Because I said government official. Hey, you want to spend an hour a week with me helping you become a business badass? Well, check out my group in the link below. Why did I say that? Well, because I believe that all government officials in every country, I don't know every country, but I'm assuming most countries, they suck. They all suck. Now, why do I believe that? Well, because there's like, look, you know, these are guys that don't have any term limits. They got backroom deals going on. There's corruption. There's lobbying. You know, they're supposed to be up there as our representative. They're not listening to us. They're making their own deals. They suck. But be kind when you tell them that. Now, I've had people say, dude, that's stupid. Go look at some of the comments. That's fucking lame. I just wasted 2 minutes. Can I get my 3 minutes back? Ooh. Dude, I don't give a rat's ass if they say stupid shit like that. And if you were one of them, I don't care. I'm not mad at you. I don't hate you. We can still be friends. Why? Because, dude, I learned this a long time ago. And the faster you guys learn this, the better off you'll be. You ain't making everybody happy. Period. Even if you try, you ain't making everybody happy. So if you know this to be true, and it is true, well, now you have a question. Who are you going to make happy? You got to make somebody happy. It can be them. It can be them. It can be her. It can be him. And guess what? Here's what they don't tell you. It can also be you. Oh, don't be selfish. Oh, it can't be you, Greg. You got to make someone else happy. You can't make yourself happy, motherfucker. That's bullshit. Dude, you can make yourself happy. How about that? Huh? Well, someone ain't going to like that. Well, I can't make everyone happy. See, I've agreed in my mind I can't make everyone happy. So guess what? I'm going to make me happy. Well, I don't think that's very... Fuck you. Why? As long as I'm happy, I'm cool. Hey, and by the way, if you truly care about other people, Brad, that's rude. You're selfish. Listen, if you truly care about other people and you want to give them the best version of you that's possible, is the happy version of you the best version or not? So if you allow yourself to get upset, you allow yourself to stay quiet, you allow yourself to not be you because you're going to make somebody unhappy about it, you're not going to make everyone happy. So you fail. The only way you don't fail is to choose yourself. That's who you make happy. I need to be happy so I can make everybody else happy because I can't possibly make everybody else happy, so I might as well make myself happy. Like, guys, that should convince you all right now. Oh my God, I've never looked at it that way. Absolutely. So now you, and by the way, I'm assuming you guys all have ethics and integrity. You have to have ethics. You have to be a good person. You have to honor, like I go out every day actually looking to help people. You guys, you know, I don't know if any of you guys have ever paid me to meet with me on one-on-one. You can ask my assistant. Call her one day and say, I'd like to meet with Brad for 1 hour, just me and him. It's $6,000. I get booked up all the fucking time. And I get on the call and I say, what is it that's so important? They're like, what do you mean? Well, dude, you paid me $6,000 to talk to me for an hour. Here I am. What's so important? Oh, you know, I just wanted to pick your brain on my business and blah, 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 blah. And we talk, and guess what? Every time they're like, dude, that was fucking good. Well, the reason it's good is because they wanted somebody to validate what they were already thinking. They wanted somebody else that they validate to validate themselves. They want me to validate them. Well, and by the way, there's nothing wrong with that to get rolling, but once you get to a level of understanding, you start to realize, dude, you don't need anybody's validation. You need your own validation, and you know, if I'm going to include anyone else, it would be God. Okay? Like, you know, some of you might not be faith-based, some of you probably are. God would be the only other person I'd be worried about. Okay? I would not be worried about Joe. I would not be worried about fucking Larry. Okay? Oh, fucking Larry didn't like what you posted? Fuck Larry. Who the fuck is Larry? Oh, well, he's successful. The fuck? Larry. Well, Larry didn't like what you had to say. Oh, shit. I shouldn't have said that then. I should have just kept my mouth shut because, you know, Larry didn't like it. Who the fuck is Larry? I've had people say to me all kinds of shit in the past. Like, we can go through some of the comments that are on here. It's hilarious. And I laugh about them. And I don't even freaking, it doesn't even faze me at all. Like, at all. Now, did it used to faze me a little bit? A little bit. But I got over that even. Why? Well, because, dude, you start to investigate who's talking shit, and they're fucking stupid half the time. They're keyboard warriors. They're hiding behind some fake account. They're fucking losers, dude. And you're worried about the losers going to say about your post? Oh, my God. Anyway, so that's all mindset. It really is. You start to build up a little bit of thick skin. You start to realize, hey, you can't make everybody happy. So you start, and by the way, that's why I said ethics is important. I'm ethical, dude. I'm probably one of the most ethical people you're ever going to meet. I don't want your money if I can't give you the value. I don't want your money if I can't give you the value. I've never, ever, ever, and by the way, not always, but I've never, ever, ever now, recently, lately, in the last 10 years, taken anybody's money if I didn't think I could help them way more than they've paid me. Because that's the formula, man. Go out and make a bunch of money, no problem. Money's not a problem, dude, but over-deliver, man. Give people more than they're paying for. the most anybody's paying for this shit is $97 a month, I think. $97 to get me for 4 hours, dude, it's $24,000. Now, well, I get you one-on-one. Dude, this is such a small group, you'd basically have me one-on-one right now. I answer everybody's questions. Half of you don't even ask a question. Why? I don't want to look stupid. So you just let a whole hour go by. You didn't ask the question that would specifically get you past the problem, challenge, or the hurdle that you have, even if it's mindset, even if it's skill set, even if it's habits. Because when you boil it down, it's all it is. If you guys aren't making the money, it's because of your habits, it's because of your skill set, or it's because of your mindset. Now you can sit there and argue with me, but I'll bet you that's because of your mindset. It's called pessimism. You know, it's okay to be skeptical. It's totally okay to be skeptical, but pessimistic? You don't want to be pessimistic, guys. You want to be optimistic. Everybody knows that, right? You don't want to be a fucking pessimist. You can be skeptical. I'm skeptical. Right now, if Greg Gutierrez said, hey, Brad, give me $1 million and I'll give you back $2 million in 30 days. Oh, I'm fucking skeptical. But I'm not pessimistic like, oh, Greg, no one's ever going to do that. I'm never going to win. That's pessimistic. Pessimistic is, oh, you're just going to rip me off. Everybody wants to rip me off. That's pessimistic. Skeptical is, dude, how are you going to do that? That don't sound right. So again, don't confuse the two. But everybody here, and again, this is a sales call. A lot of people say, what's the difference between closer school and real coaching? Well, real coaching, which by the way, get ready for an announcement because me and Andy went to Mexico and I think we're going to merge and do something massive and start what's called the revolution. And I'm going to let everybody from real coaching, boom, into the revolution. But the revolution, I'm telling you, dude, we're going to have freaking systematic, dialed in, step by step. Here's what you do, accountability, the whole bit. See, a lot of people say, well, Brad, what's the difference between a coach and a consultant? Because I always say I'm not a coach, I'm a consultant. Well, what's a coach? A coach is going to follow up with you and make sure that you're doing all this shit. I don't do that. I tell you what to do and then, man, I just hope you do it. If you don't do it, you don't do it. But a coach follows through and makes sure that you're doing it. There's accountability, which is why you need coaching so someone can freaking get up in your ass a little bit and hold you accountable to doing these things. Like if right now, you guys were all in my coaching group, I say, okay, everybody's going to start posting 3 times a day. I don't care what you post, but you're going to post 3 times a day. Now I got to have someone on my team go fucking make sure your accounts are all being followed and I'm watching every single day. I got X amount of people in my group. I need to go check and make sure. And when you don't do it, dude, I'm up your ass. Olivier, you didn't post today. Yeah, but my grandma came to town and blah, 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 blah. Fucking stop what you're doing. Don't go to bed and go fucking post. Because that's how you do it. You guys want to build a personal brand? It's very simple. First, you come up with your source. The source of your content is you. You are you. You do what you do every single day. Let me see it. Let me hear it. Bring me inside. Bring me behind the scenes. I want to meet your daughters. I want to meet your brothers. I want to see you fight with your fucking wife or your ex. I want to see you sick. I want to see you being you. I don't want to see what you had for fucking lunch because there's no value in that. Post value. Like if I ever post a picture of my lunch, it's going to show you the fucking recipe on how to make it should you want that lunch. Or what restaurant I got it at. Why? Because, dude, I'm not posting any other thing than value. Why? Because I have to think it's valuable. I think someone's going to get value out of that, even if it's just humor. It's going to give someone a laugh. That's valuable. Okay, so I'm going to post value every day from the source. The source is me and what I do every day. The source of my content. It's simple shit, man. My source is dropping bombs. I got 2 cameras on me right now. This is a source of my content. I'm not acting, But something on here is going to be chopped up and dropped. You're going to be like, fuck, I heard him say that. Oh my God, I see what he's doing now. He's just filming him doing what he does all day long. Exactly. I'm just me. I'm just doing what I do. The cameras are on. Then the editors chop it up and drop it. Now, if you're not doing anything all day long, Jennifer, not that you're not, I'm just waking you up because I saw you that you were getting a little tired over there. If you're not doing anything all day long, Alex, Louise, Don Berecki, if you guys ain't doing anything all day long, that's the problem. Change that first. Start doing some shit. And you'll start changing what you're getting. Okay? You got to change what you're getting by changing what you're doing. You got to change what you're doing by changing what you believe. The reason you do what you do is because you believe what you believe. Whatever your belief system is guides what you do and how you make decisions. The reason you believe what you believe, you eat what you eat, you go where you go, you decide what you decide is your belief system that's built in ever since you were a fucking kid. That's period. That's a fact. That's scientific. Don't believe me? Go fucking talk to Jordan Peterson or somebody. You do the shit you do because you believe what you believe. So if you want to change the shit you're getting, you got to change the shit you're doing. And if you want to change the shit you're doing, you got to change what you believe. And the only way to change what you believe is to get new information. And that new information starts to make you think and doubt and test. And then pretty soon that new information causes you to think differently. And then you start to see things differently, which is called changing your perspective. And then when your perspective begins to change, you start seeing the world differently. And as soon as you look at things differently, things change. You got to change the way you look at the world, and the world will change. So it's such an easy concept, and it's easy to do. People say, "Oh, that's difficult." No, it's not difficult. It's a decision. You got to freaking let go. I'm not going to keep fighting. I'm just going to believe. Oh my God, I might get fucked. Oh my God, is he going to upsell me as soon as I do this? All these things people fucking think and worry and fear about. It's like, come on, dude. Quit worrying about stupid shit and just freaking do what I'm saying and watch what happens. And now someone says, well, be specific. Well, that's why these are valuable live sessions. Why? Because you can come off the microphone and say, okay, Brad, I'm over here, I'm doing this, and da-da-da-da-da. What would you do in this situation? Well, here's what I would do in that situation. Okay, let me go try that. Boom. Next week you come back. Dude, oh my God, it's fucking magic. It worked. Or you come back, dude, it didn't work. I say, well, what happened? And you go, oh, they spit in my face. Well, did you record it? Try it this way. Try it that way. Oh, it worked. Oh, it didn't work. Why didn't it work? What happened? What'd you really say? So again, this is valuable shit right here. Anybody that doesn't understand for $97 getting me for an hour, let alone all the people that I bring in here and all the knowledge that's actually getting dropped in these freaking classes, they're nuts, bro. But some people, their mindset's messed up. They think $97, well shit, dude, I got bills to pay. That's why you got bills to pay, idiot, because you ain't willing to invest in yourself. You ain't looking for any new information. You're stuck with the same information that you're always getting. And then, most importantly, you're not doing anything. So you got to do something. See, there's two types of failures. Listen to this, folks. This is what, if I had a bomb, I'd drop it right here. There's two types of failures. People that think but don't do. And then people that do but don't think. It is possible to go passionately in the wrong direction. So you got to think and do. You got to listen. Like you get off this call, you go, son of a bitch, man. Let me try it. Like, what's the worst that can happen? You prove me wrong is what's the worst that can happen. Okay, go prove me fucking wrong. Do what I'm telling you to do for a given amount of time and come back and tell me I'm full of shit. and you'll find out you're full of shit, and you've been full of shit your whole life. That's why you are where you are, and I am where I am, because I woke up one day. Somebody says, dude, listen, I just want to just wake up one day and be rich. I say, well, dude, you're already half right. Because one day you're going to wake up. But you ain't just going to wake up rich. I had a buddy of mine that used to say, listen, how do I expect everything to fall in my lap if I'm not sitting on my ass? Exactly, dude. That's what the dude's waiting for. He's waiting for a bunch of shit to come fall in his lap. You guys want a bunch of sales, but you don't want to knock on the door. You want a bunch of sales, but you don't want to get told no. You want a bunch of sales, but you don't want to deal with the freaking rebuttals and the objections and the practice and the freaking effort that it takes to get to an elite level. You don't want to be elite. It's crazy. Someone says, yes, I do. Yes, I do. Yes, I do. Okay. If that's true, then why aren't you? The only legitimate answer is, well, I don't know how. Okay, if you don't know how, have you went out and tried everything I've told you? No? Well, then shut the fuck up. Start there. Let's go, people. We can all win. I'm telling you, there's nothing special about me other than I'm slightly better looking than most fellas. Jennifer, right now, Jennifer's thinking, what a dick.
But my hair is good. Okay.
No, I said
No,
other dudes,
fine.
not girls. You look fine.
Well, I know I wasn't included in the whole equation.
Exactly. But I get a lot of people that say, yeah, but Brad, listen, you're, and they won't say it, but in their mind, they're thinking, but you're good looking. You're better looking than me. Guys, there are a million famous, ugly fucking people. Okay? There's a million of them. If I Googled ugly famous people, there's thousands of them. They didn't think that way. Their mindset wasn't stuck where yours is. You're limiting yourself. You believe that you have to be this version of yourself that then everything will start. Okay, then become that version of yourself. You guys stop thinking about how do I get what I want and start to think, what do I need to be to get those things? What type of person gets those things? And then ask yourself, are you that type of person? No. Well, then start there and watch what happens. Magic happens. I've tried dieting. It just doesn't work. I had a guy today say, because I told him when I go home, I got to go to the gym. He said, oh, I can't go to the gym at night. I just can't. I just can't. Now, is that the truth? Tell the truth. Is that the truth? Is that the truth? No, that's not the truth. But that's his truth. And so now he can't go at night. Why? Because he said he can't. He just can't. I don't say I can't. I think, how? Okay, well then I'm going to have to go to bed a little early. Well, I'm going to have to do this. Okay, there's the price. There's the cost. But folks, everything has a price. This new life that you're looking for is going to cost you your current one. Well, I don't want to let go of what I got. Well, then you're never going to go get what it is that you think you want. You have to be willing to give up what you have to get what you want. It's like a little kid that's got two hands on a ball and they want something else. Dude, you got to set that ball down. It's crazy to me where they're afraid to risk what they have when they're not happy with what they have. If I said, hey, Pavo, you happy with where you are? He says, no, I want to be here. Well, then, you got to risk everything you got going on right now. Oh, no, I don't want to do that. What if I lose everything I got? Everything you don't want? What if you lose everything you don't want? Well, see, when I say it like that, it goes, oh, fuck, that makes sense. That's because I'm looking at it from a different perspective. All I'm doing is getting you guys to see it from a different perspective. And some people might be thinking in their head, well, dude, I thought this was closer school. We should be talking about sales. This is about sales, fool. This is about sales. It's all about sales. Sales is up here. Sales is a vibration. Sales is a frequency. You guys all put off a frequency. The frequency attracts frequencies. Your frequency is what you frequently see. So you got to change what you frequently see. But not really. You got to change your frequency. So what do you frequently see? Negative, scarcity, limitations, bad news, poor habits, shitty habits. That's what you see all the time. Well, there's your frequency. What are you attracting? Shit. Negativity, no results, shit talkers, problems, challenges. And you're like, I don't get it. Well, again, dude, I'm trying to help you get it. But it's once you get it, once you guys, lights turn on, you'll be like, shit, dude, I fucking wasted half my life sitting here fucking doing nothing. Exactly. Because right now you say, dude, I want to be this right here. Okay, good. Let me show you how you get there. Pizza review, Joe. Bam. I want to be here. Okay, good. Wherever that is, go find someone who's already there. Go find someone who's already doing it, who's already done it, who's already got it, and see if they will tell you exactly what they did to get there. And a lot of times it's in a book about them. There's already, Google is fucking amazing, guys. Google, okay? It'll tell you exactly what to do. And then go do it. And I'll bet you 9 times out of 10, there's always an exception to a rule. 9 times out of 10, you will be doing the same thing they're doing. Now, maybe not at the same level. Like right now, people tell me, Brad, you could start a fund. You could start a real estate fund. Yeah, I could. I could start a real estate fund right now. You could do it just like Grant Cardone did. Yes, I could. Not to that level. Why? Because he's been doing it for years, number one. I'm just starting. I wouldn't expect to do it overnight. And the people say, well, why don't you do it, Brad? Well, because I have ethics. I don't want your money to go invest in apartments because that's not how I make my money. Grant can do it because that is how he makes his money. He's not unethical for doing it because that's what he's doing. He's saying, hey, give me your money. I'll go do what I'm doing with my money and give you a piece. Although it's a fraction of how much he's making. That's beside the point. The point is I could do the same thing. What would I do? I'd go do what he did. I'd build up a social media brand, and then I'd start posting 15 times a day and talking about it everywhere I go and putting on events. And everywhere I go, all I care about is, are you invested with me? And 5 years from now, you guys would say, holy fuck, he did it. He did it just like he said he could. Yes, so can you. That's the difference. I know I can. Do you? If I was in your business, guys, right now, I would be sitting there just like you are, racking my brain. What do I need to do different to build this company, to grow my productivity, to start closing more deals? The answer's simple. Work on your mindset, your skill set, and your habits. When it comes to like what Jennifer said, Tom Ferry was telling her to do, start prospecting every single day. Guys, we're in sales. You should be prospecting every single day. Be honest. Are you prospecting every single day? Because 85% of you, if not more, will say, no, I'm not. Okay, then shut up. Like, shut up. Like, dude, Shannon Higgison up there, he'll kick your ass. Why? Because he's been fighting for, how long you been fighting, Shannon?
13 years.
9 times out of 10, I'll bet you he'll beat up anybody in the room. Why? Because you ain't been fighting 13 fucking years. Now, if someone else in the room said, I've been fighting 13 years, well, now I don't know who's going to win. But you can't expect to go into the UFC, start beating up everybody at the UFC when you haven't even fucking got your white belt yet. Shut up and go fight for a little while. Have the mindset, the skill set, the habits that they do. Now you might be a contender at the UFC. You might be. Why? Well, because guys, there's fucking natural talent, there's fucking, experience, there's all kinds of factors. But once you see two UFC champions go at it, have you ever seen the champion lose? Yep. Why? Because, dude, at that point, when you're both at that skill set, anything could happen. But there's all these people that they're never at that skill set. They never get to that level. Why? Because they don't do the work. They just talk about it. They just want it. They just run their mouth. I've listen, guys, for the first, I think, half of my life, I tried seeing if running my mouth alone would work. Never worked. I haven't ever figured out how just to run my mouth and become successful. The mouth had to be followed with action. Again, I've freaking closed deals. I've used the mouthpiece to make a lot of money. But that's sales, influence, and persuasion. That's getting somebody completely convinced in what I'm talking about. And the reason I can get people convinced in what I'm talking about is because I use logic. Are you guys using logic in your presentations? Are you guys excited about what it is you actually do? Have you ever ran into those sales guys that they're fucking good? Every single salesperson that you've seen that you believe in your mind is, man, they were good. Were they convinced, yes or no? Were they enthusiastic, yes or no? Did they know their product knowledge, yes or no? Now ask yourself, okay, if that's true. Everybody says, okay, that's true. Now rate yourself. Self-awareness, folks. You have to have some self-awareness. You can't keep lying to yourself. Well, it's because he's good looking. It's because he's got money. It's because he's got a following. No, that's not the reason. It's because I did the work and you didn't. So sometimes people are like, well, dang, I don't want to do the work. I just want it to happen. I drop out now because I can't tell you how to do that. I wish I could. I'll go to these speaking events, right? And I'll speak on a stage, and the truth is that most people that are going to those things, they already have answers. They don't like their answers, so they go in search of new answers, different answers. Because the answers they know, they don't like those answers. Let me go see if I can fucking learn some new answers at an event or something. Maybe they got some secrets. I don't know. There's got to be something, because I don't want to do the basic shit that I know how to do, because we already know what to do. We already know. But we don't want to do those things because they're uncomfortable. So again, guys, listen, you want to be one of the top? You want to be one of the best? You've heard it before. Get comfortable being uncomfortable. I get up every morning and do a cold plunge, 46 degrees, 4 minutes. Andy Frisella tells me to do 39 degrees for 8 minutes. No. I get the same benefit in 4 minutes. Okay? I don't need to prove how big my nuts are. Okay? Matter of fact, getting out of that thing, they ain't as big as they were getting into it. Let me just tell you that. But I can tell you one thing, you get the same benefit. There is no time. There have been studies. You don't get more just because you did it longer and it was a little colder. You get the same benefit. So I got it at 46 degrees, 4 minutes a day. I get up, it's now cold outside. It's real easy when it's 98 degrees in Las Vegas and you're getting in a cold plunge. It's damn near nice. But now what do? I get up, I look at that cold plunge and I think to myself, oh my God, here it goes again. But I get in anyway. 100% to work that muscle, that disciplined muscle, to understand that yes, you can do what you want to do. Yes, you can take control of your own mind. Yes, you can. You're just choosing not to. So once you get that awareness, that self-awareness, you start to say, fuck, dude, he's right. Again, especially when people are trying to lose weight, get in shape, get buff, this and that. I've been freaking up. I've been down. I've been in better shape. I've been in worse shape. It goes up. It goes down. Dude, I don't fool myself. The reason why sometimes I get in really good shape and then sometimes I'm not in good shape is because I fucking chose not to be. Obviously. Why? Well, because, dude, you can't control what goes in your mouth. I asked this one lady, she wanted to lose weight. I said, listen, let me ask you a question. Can you control what goes in your mouth? She said, no. I said, meet me behind the building. She said, what are you talking about? She said, what are you talking about? Well, fuck, if you can't control what goes in your mouth, let's go have a conversation about that real quick, like. Then, oh yeah, I can control what goes in my mouth. Exactly, you can. You're just choosing not to. Frickin' my little girls, they keep coming up with these things called Takis. Anybody know Takis? Takis. They fucking love Takis. Like, what are Takis, man? They're fucking nasty ass potato
Really
chips.
spicy, like Mexican, like potato chips.
Yeah. So like,
Yeah.
you know, I'm like, stop eating the Takis. They don't want to stop eating the Takis. You think they can't stop eating the Takis? They don't want to stop eating the Takis. They're valuing the flavor and the deliciousness and the comfort and the frickin', you know, good. They're associating the good with eating the Takis. They're not associating, that's going to make me fat. That's going to get me laughed at. That's going to cost me fucking success. That's going to cost me all these things. They don't think like that. Why? Their perspective isn't there. All you got to do is shift their perspective. You know that you're going to lose your iPhone if you have one more Taki. Boom! They won't be eating no Takis. They don't want to lose their iPhone. That's all we got to do as adults. It's the same thing. You want to get in shape, and by the way, I highly advise we all get in shape. Not for physical appearance, but for health reasons. You lose your health, folks, trust me, you're going to wish you had it back. You get in shape. You know how you get in shape? It's simple. It doesn't have to be overnight. It doesn't have to be dramatic. But it will be uncomfortable. Why? Because, dude, it's not what you've been doing. So what do? You get up in the morning, you get your blood pumping a little bit for 30 minutes minimum. You get 30 grams of protein within 30 minutes of waking up. Protein, not carbohydrates. 30 grams of protein within 30 minutes of waking up, and do 30 minutes of cardio. Then you have a 6-hour window to eat. Eat whatever you want, but you have 6 hours to eat. After that 6 hours, shut your fucking pie hole. Don't eat. Oh, I can't. Yes, you can. There's the difference. Yes, you fucking can. You don't want to, which is why I always say, you know, again, don't then. I don't give a fuck. I'm not your coach. But at the end of the day, you can. Stop your bullshit. You can. You don't want to. Yeah, I do. Then do it. Because you can. You can. And by the way, I'll be hungry. Yes, you get hungry. And guess what? I'm hungry right now because this is what I do. And it's what I've been doing. But I can promise you this. I want to eat. I have something healthy in the fridge right now. Bison. Bison's great. A little bison ain't going to hurt. Nope. But it also isn't the fucking deal. I ain't eating. You know when I eat again? Tomorrow morning. When I wake up, I'll get 30 grams of protein. I'll get in the fucking cold plunge. And I'll do 30 minutes of cardio. And then I've got 6 hours to eat. Now, if I want to shift that 6 hours, that window, no problem. Hey, Greg's coming to town. I told him I'd go have a steak with him at 7 o'clock at night. Okay, good. Then I'm going to shift the 6 hours. I can eat from 12. Nope, I got to wait till 1 to start eating. Because, no, I got to even do the math and say, fuck, if I'm going to eat, shit, I'll probably eat for an hour. So I got to be done by 8, which means I can't eat till 2 p.m. tomorrow. Why? Because I can only eat for 6 hours. And guess what, guys? It works. So some of you guys that I can see, hey, man, you ain't in that great of shape. Do what I'm talking about. You will be in that great of shape. Yes, it's going to be uncomfortable, but it's also going to be worth it. Your blood pressure goes down. Your fucking clothes fit better. You look better. Anybody ever grow their hair out where it looks stupid for a little while? You might look weird for a minute. Like I've gotten to a point where it's like, shit, I wish I didn't lose this weight. I don't look as good. Bullshit. Okay, you're rationalizing now. And don't do it for that. Do it for your health. Okay? Remember, it's for your health. It's not for, looking better, even though you will look better. So that's working out. Do that every single morning. Every single morning. Or don't, but I'm telling you, that's how you get that category. There's only a few categories, folks. That's one of them. Your vitality, your energy. I got the word real. R. Relationships. That's your relationship with your family, relationship with your spouse or your boyfriend, girlfriend, whomever, and your relationship with the higher power. And if you guys don't have a relationship with a higher power, again, then that's the relationship with yourself. Okay? You are the higher power. How's your relationship? Go rate yourself. If your relationships ain't good, the good news is, folks, you can make them all anything you want them to be. Figure out what they are, figure out who's already done it, do what they did, you'll get to those results. But you can have killer relationships, but now your energy's messed up. Your vibration, your frequency, you're negative, you're pessimistic, you're scarce, you're limited, you don't think right, you're worried, you're always worried, you have anxiety, your hair's turning gray prematurely, you got stomach issues, your gut biome is out of whack. You don't eat right. Your fucking energy's fucked up. Okay, well, dude, rate yourself. How's your energy? How's your health? How's your vitality? How's your attitude? How's your mindset? Are you optimistic or are you pessimistic? Just rate yourself. Self-awareness, man. Rate yourself. Don't tell me, tell you. That's your energy. A, affluence. How is your affluence, folks? Do you want affluence in your life? You already have it. The question is what is it? How is it? 1 to 10. What's your affluence? Because if you guys start doing this, you start to see, my relationships, those are good. I'd say that's about an 8. I got great relationships. Okay, good. How's your energy? Well, I'm not really fucking as in good shape as I want. I'd probably give myself a 5. Okay, good. How's your affluence? Well, I really don't make a lot of money. I've been wanting to try to do a little bit more there in that department. I'd probably give myself a 4. Okay, compared to you, I'm like a 0, but goddamn, compared to most people, I'm a 4. Okay, good. How is your fucking lifestyle? Well, what's that mean? Well, that means, do you need vacations from your life, or is your life a vacation? You should honestly, every day, not even need a vacation if your lifestyle is the way you want it. The way I say to people about lifestyle is, are you doing everything you'd be doing if you had everything you wanted in life? No. How would you rate that from a scale to 1 to 10? 10 being you do everything you want to do, when you want to do it, with whom you want to do it, as long as you want to do it. That's your lifestyle. Do you have hobbies? Are you enjoying yourself? If, let's say, you love fishing, are you fishing frequently? Because some people, their lifestyle is a 10. Well, that's why they don't have any money. That's why their affluence is a 1. So you just rate yourself, and it would look like this. Like my lifestyle, let's say I give it a 6. So it looks like that. You just rated yourself. You don't have to tell anybody, but tell the truth. Okay, well, guess how many points there are possible? 40. And here, this person has 8, 5, which is 13, 4, which is 7, 17, 6, 23. 23 out of 40. On a grade level, just we all went to school, what grade is that?
57.
No, that's what percentage it is. What grade is 57% on a test?
Yeah.
E.
D minus, F maybe? Okay, so again, there's your answer, folks. You're fucking failing life. Now, how do you fix it? It's simple, man. Start building your relationships. Do you know how to build relationships? You provide value. How do you provide value? Guys, come on. This is starting to get simple. You give them value. Okay? You build relationships over value. Wake up every morning, text 5 people, say, hey, man, I miss you. I appreciate you. If there's anything I can do to help you, I'd love to fucking help you. Let me know, man. Let's grab a beer. Quit being the person that only calls somebody when you need something. Everybody knows people like that. Every time my fucking phone rings, it's a certain person. I'm like, fuck, what do they want? Okay? Your energy. Start working out. Start doing what I said in the morning. Start eating better. Get rid of the fucking Takis. Get rid of sugar. Sugar is poisonous. Oh, then I can't eat anything healthy. Or I can't enjoy my food. Are you out of your damn mind, dude? Do you know how fucking delicious a steak is from Fleming's? A tuna poke from Fleming's? A blue cheese wedge? Yee! Sheesh! Extra blue cheese crumbles. Well, that's not healthy. Bullshit. If you're eating in a 6-hour window, you can have whatever the fuck you want. So that's healthy and it's delicious. Okay? Affluence. Well, I'm not making any money. Guys, if you're not making money, get better at selling, closing, persuading, start building a brand, start doing the things I'm talking about. You'll see that son of a bitch start coming up. Lifestyle 6. Guys, Jesse Itzler says it best. Go get yourself a calendar for the year. He just sent me one. Go get yourself. He sells these big ass calendars. So you go get a big ass calendar. 2024 is coming up. I dare everybody to do this. You get a calendar. You put down the shit you want to do on that calendar and you do everything else around those things. Quit scheduling work over your fucking life. Pretty soon, your life is going to be over and all you did was fucking work. Dan Bilzerian, you guys all know who that is?
Yep.
Dan Bilzerian, he's got money coming out his ass. He's freaking been with the hottest chicks all over the fucking planet. He runs around, he races, he's a freaking, I personally, I like being married and family man, but if I was going to be like a fucking cool son of a bitch, it'd probably be Dan that I'd want to be like. Why? Well, because, dude, he's like the modern day Hugh Hefner. Now, again, I'm not that guy. I don't envy his lifestyle. I admire, that he's living the life. I prefer married life and one girl and da-da-da-da-da. But I can appreciate the dude's living, man. The dude's living. I told him, dude, how much money did the most you have in a bank one time? He had more than $100 million cash in a bank before. He said, you know what's funny is, after I got all the money, I started to realize that the shit that I really enjoyed didn't take any money. The shit he really enjoyed, he didn't even need any money to do all that. He could have been doing all that broke. But he was caught up in this rat race. That's your lifestyle. So if your lifestyle is weak, guys, trust me, get a big calendar out. Write down on the calendar, boom, I want to go to Italy. I want to go fishing. I want to spend time with my kids. I don't want to miss a soccer game. Put it on the calendar and then schedule everything else after your fucking lifestyle. And I guarantee you, dude, your attitude gets better. You start enjoying life a little bit more. Your mindset starts to fucking improve. Your fucking optimism starts to improve. You start smiling a little bit better. People start to say, man, you seem different, bro. You seem a little bit more glowing. You seem a little bit more freaking pumped. And it's going to be because, believe it or not, you're actually putting yourself first after a long time of not. Because we get in a trap where we put ourselves last. Got to pay the bills. Got to show up for work. Can't let my team down. Can't let my boss down. Can't let my wife down. Can't let this person down. Guys, you've been letting yourself down. Anyway, there you have that. So who's got questions? Then we'll wrap it up. It's already 5:38. Pizza Joe, what's up? Pizza review. How was the pizza, by the way?
What's going on, Brad? No question. I just want to give you some props. This is my first time tuning into a live, and I've been following you a couple of years. And what I really like about what you got going on is how I watch some other people a little bit here and there. And making content consistently is fucking key. That's great. But I love that when I watch, it seems like it's genuine and raw. And I think that everybody here, anybody watching, appreciates that because it helps connect with you. And I think that's great.
Appreciate it, man. I try to just, again, say it as simply as possible. Too many people, everybody wants to, come across as too smart. And, I don't want to sound stupid. And, I don't want to stutter and mumble. And so let me, act like this. I don't do that, man. I try to just keep it as simple as I possibly can because when I'm listening to people, dude, the simpler you make it, the easier I understand. Like, why are you using all these big fucking words? What are you trying to do? Oh, you want me to think you're smart. Oh, you're sacrificing the message because you want me to think something. Well, I don't do that, but I appreciate that. That's a compliment.
Yeah, no, awesome. I really appreciate it. You're good shit. And yeah, sweet.
Awesome, dude. Appreciate you. All right. What else? Anybody else? Okay, if you're watching this replay, by the way, folks, trust me when I tell you, you want to pop on a live now and again. Why? So you can turn off the mute and start asking questions specific to who you are. This closer school, again, is really focused on sales, closing, persuasion, influence, tactical things that you can do to start selling more, becoming better at that sales closing game. But sometimes a little bit of fucking my other one will leak into it, because at the end of the day, guys, your sales is your mindset, your frequency. When you guys can literally have a more positive frequency, when you guys can start being a little more certain, a little more smiley, a little more happy, care less that somebody doesn't necessarily buy. You're not so desperate anymore. All of a sudden, you start to see more deals happen when you don't need them. Has anybody ever noticed that when you really need deals, they don't show up? You're desperate. Your frequency's fucked up, man. You're worried. You're in a different frequency, and frequencies attract other frequencies, man. You cannot let it bother you. Who cares if you fucking lose your goddamn apartment? If you ain't got no money, it's probably shitty anyway. Who cares? You ain't gonna get another one? Where'd you live before that one?
Brad, I got a quick question for the gallery if I can.
Yeah, go ahead.
Yeah, I'm up here in Canada. I own a small real estate brokerage, and I don't know what the market is like down there or the challenges people are facing, but just wanted to throw in there that, yeah, our market has been soft for over a year now, and we got to grind it out for all our deals. And it's all good, but I'm just curious if people down there are facing the same things. I don't know if you got realtors in here too or not.
Yeah, there's realtors in here.
Okay, go ahead.
I was going to say there's realtors in here for sure, but the answer again is going to be based on someone's perspective. I know right now mortgage companies that are kicking ass, and I know mortgage companies that says the fucking industry's crashing. How is this possible? One's kicking ass and one thinks it sucks. I've talked to realtors that say, oh my God, the fucking world's coming to an end. It used to be so easy to sell. Now nothing's selling. I talked to another realtor. They're like, fuck, dude. Yeah, it's a little bit more difficult. You got to talk to a few more people, but man, the people are still buying. So again, it's all up to a perspective. But I'd love to hear everybody's answer. He was asking the gallery, what do you guys think?
Thanks, Brad.
Hi. So, I don't know about the interest rate hike in Canada, but was that implemented as the same as the U.S.? The Fed's raising the interest rates across the board?
Yeah, we had our interest rates go from, there's people getting mortgages for under 2%, and now it's at like 6.5%. So that's definitely the big impact on our market for sure.
The mindset needs to shift. That's all.
Thanks, Brett.
The mindset, the mindset needs to shift just a little bit, and I'll tell you why. Because first of all, I guarantee you there's people in the world right now that will buy that property. They're not getting a loan. Interest rates don't affect people with cash. There's just fewer people with the cash. So guess what? Your market just shrank. That's why people think they're getting kicked in the teeth. No, you got to increase your effort. It's the same exact thing. Like you marry the price, not the motherfucking interest rate. Interest rates can be renegotiated. Interest rates can be freaking, they're going to come down eventually. Maybe they don't. Maybe in 10 years, I wish I'd have bought a house at 6%. I wish I'd have bought a house at 6%. God damn it. Boy, if I'd have bought that house 10 years ago, it was fucking everything. Dude, how many times have we heard this in real estate? You know interest rates were higher, right? Okay, they're coming down. Look in the history of real estate. Interest rates have been higher than they've been in this last year. Imagine what those people were thinking. Oh, the industry's crashing. Guess what? Hold, folks. In the Bitcoin world, it's called HODL. Okay, HODL. Hold those son of a bitches. I promise you guys this, and I'm going to leave it with this. You don't get rich selling real estate. you get rich owning real estate. So if Shannon wanted to get rich and you know you don't get rich selling it, why the fuck you trying to sell it in the first place?
I'm moving from Seattle to Texas. It's my primary house.
So what?
I'm leaving.
Rent it out.
It will rent for probably $5K a month, and the mortgage on it is around $8.
Have you tried to?
Yeah, I would hold it for a long time before I started to break even. But yes.
Okay,
that is
okay,
an option. We talked about maybe rent it out.
So Shannon, what you're telling me is that it's better off to sell the house than to keep it?
Currently, in my situation,
Okay.
I want to sell it. I want to get the equity out of it. I have a fuck ton of equity in it, and I want to get out of Seattle. Period. And the way the rental market is in Seattle, it's mindset or not, it's not the same as it is in Texas, dude.
Well,
So,
I
my
agree.
money in Texas-
Dude, I agree with
Yeah,
that.
my money in Texas is more viable than in Seattle. That's why I'm getting rid of this property.
I agree with that. Dude, Washington and Oregon, oh my God, they went down the shitter. I'd be running from that place.
That's right. That's what I'm doing, Brad. That's correct.
I'd cut bait and run. Hey, but listen, it's been fun, folks. It's 5:48. Go out and kick that ass. Listen to me. Pay attention. Guys, it is all you. Remember that. When you start to get depressed, when you start to get burned out, of course you do. Everybody does. I do, you do, we do, they do. Pick your favorite hero of the world. They do too. The question is how do you react to it? Well, dude, it's a conscious decision. You start to feel like that, do this. Watch what I tell you to do. Do it, and then next week tell me. Anytime you start to feel burnout, anytime you start to feel a little depressed, here's what I want you to do. I want you to drop down and do 20 push-ups, and I want you to put headphones in and crank loud music that motivates you in your ear for the next until you don't feel that way anymore. Guaranteed. Put on David Goggins. Put on frickin' Wes Watson. Put on fucking Andy Elliott. Put on Tony Robbins. Put on any of these motivational motherfuckers. Pastor Jakes. I don't care. But put on motivational music or content. Put it on. Do push-ups and change your state. And I guarantee you, as soon as you start breathing heavy and as soon as you start feeling different and you start changing it, you're going to be like, okay, let's get back to work. It's temporary, man. The question is how do you want to freaking react to it? And that's your choice. All right, man. Peace out. Hopefully I'll see you guys at this event. I'm pretty sure I'd go try. He told me that I could have 50 tickets, but I'm pretty sure he's giving away more than that. So go try. If you still get it to zero, it's free, man. Other than that, I'll see you guys next week, or I'll see you tomorrow. Peace out.
All the influencers now, I mean, Jake Paul is in my, Logan Paul is in my SMMA program, my social media marketing agency. That one was super successful in terms of, I always say, I'll go head to head with any university or even any program in the last 100 years of what simple system took more people from rags